Is this happening to you? Then you're in the right place for video game training. In this video, we'll take a look at how to defeat Lu Bu on Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. Okay, so first of all, Lu Bu will be on red hair. If you can get close enough to him when he's shooting the bow, then the arrows will just go straight over your head. So try and get up close and personal to him if possible. He's got access to 2 critical attacks in this phase, one where he jumps up in the air, and that one comes down very, very fast, so be prepared to deflect that. The deflect is a little bit sooner than what you would imagine on that one, and he also has access to another one where he charges forward on red hair. That one is also very, very fast. For his normal melee attacks, you just want to hold down block and then deflect as the weapon is coming towards you the best that you can do. Keep on closing that gap as he runs away, and try and pop in your light attacks when you can do. This one is the charge forward on red hair. That one is insanely fast. If you're close, you'll want to deflect as soon as red hair charges forward for this one. Just pop in your light attacks and special attacks as and when you can do until the spirit bar is filled. Once that spirit bar is full, it will knock him off red hair, and then you'll have to fight him on foot, where he becomes significantly more difficult when you fight him on foot. He instantly goes into a critical attack as soon as you knock him off red hair. And the deflect time on that one is a little bit later than what you would imagine, slightly later than what you would imagine. And for the most part here, it's almost a little bit Sekiro-like. It's just deflecting the best that you can do and then looking for those opportunities to get your attacks in. Pop your special attacks in when you can do to fill his spirit bar. For this critical attack, your deflect is slightly later than what you would think on it, so just hold off slightly for that one where he drags the weapon across the floor. You also have to be careful of red hair, who's kind of like running around in circles around this arena, so just keep an eye out for red hair and try not to get knocked as the horse runs past. Once again, just pop in your light attacks and your special attacks as and when you can do, rebuff yourself as and when you can do, and just try and deflect these melee attacks the best that you can. Keep your eyes peeled for those critical attacks. Once again, the one where he drags it across the floor, your deflect timing is slightly later than what you would think, so just hold off a slight half second before popping that deflect. If he jumps up into the air a little bit and then slams his weapon down, there's usually a gap to pop in an attack just after that, so keep your eyes open for it. It's also a good idea to use Absorb Vitality, and try and use Absorb Vitality throughout the fight if possible, because having that on will help you regain your health as you fight this boss, and the fight itself can last a very long time, so a combination of Absorb Vitality and your health potions will go a long way in this fight. You can also use some items like the Bear Gall or the Dragon's Cure Powder. So with the Dragon's Powder, even if you mistime a deflect like so on the critical there, we took that critical to the chin, but our health has already restored because we had the Dragon's Powder at regenerating our health as we fight, and the Bear Gall helps with the spirit regen. Now he's back on red hair, so it's basically just a repeat of the first phase of the fight. This is where you'll want to make your way up close and personal to him again. Be ready for these melee attacks and just deflect as and when you can do, and be prepared for those critical attacks that he did before, the one where he jumps up into the air and the one where he charges forward. Once again, if you can make your way underneath his bow attacks, the arrows will just go straight over your head, and you can pop in your attacks or your rebuffs as you are just next to red hair. Once again, we knock him off red hair and we push him into the final phase of the fight. This last bit of the fight can get pretty intense, so just make sure to stay on your toes. Make sure to dodge or deflect as and when you can do from these criticals. The critical attacks do tend to ramp up in intensity towards this last phase of the fight as well, so just watch out for that. Make sure to use Absorb Vitality once again, especially if you're going to do a Fatal Strike, so you can absorb a massive amount of health as you do the Fatal Strike. Try and pop your health potions as and when you can do when you find the openings. Keep on top of your buffs. Like I mentioned, the critical attacks do ramp up in intensity right now. Keep your health topped up because his attacks can hit very hard. Use your Absorb Vitality, deliver the Fatal Strike. Try and get your special attacks in as much as you can, and that is the fight. You can also use the item Heat Proof Ice, which helps negate some of the fire damage. And don't forget that at the battle flag, you can actually call in 2 reinforcements to help you out in the fight. This is the equipment that we used for the fight. These are the 2 accessories that we used. These are the spells that we used, and these are my character's stats. If you want to continue your video game training, then check out one of these videos right here. I've covered loads of games such as Elden Ring, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Nioh 2, Ninja Gaiden, and loads more. Some videos have just popped up right now. Feel free to check them out and give them a click. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.